The wedding was on a Friday. The knock came Sunday morning. Cole McKenna had been up since before first light, splitting cedar for the stove. The frost lay silver across the fence posts, and the breath from his horse hung in the air like pipe smoke. Inside the cabin, Anna Vale, his new wife and widow of Sheriff Caleb Vale, was humming over coffee. When the knock came, it was slow, deliberate, like the hand behind it knew it could take its time. Cole opened the door. The man on the porch was dressed in trail dust and a black coat. His face was weathered in a way that had nothing to do with the sun. He looked at Cole, then at Anna, standing just behind. "Morning," the man said. His voice was dry as mesquite bark. "Can I help you?" Cole asked. "Name's Elias Brand." The man's eyes stayed on Anna. "I'm here for what Caleb Vale owed me." Anna's hand tightened on Cole's arm. "You got the wrong place," Cole said. "I got the right place," Elias replied, "and the right woman. Caleb made a deal. He's dead, so it falls to his widow." Cole stepped out onto the porch. "Whatever this is, you can tell it to me." Elias's gaze never shifted from Anna. "She already knows." Anna's breath caught. "Cole!" But Elias was already stepping back off the porch. "I'll be in town," he said, "till sundown tomorrow. She comes to me. Alone." Then he turned, mounted a bay gelding, and rode toward Absalom without looking back. Cole shut the door. "What the hell is he talking about?" Anna's hands were trembling around her coffee cup. "It's not your fight. It's my marriage." Her eyes were distant. "You don't understand, Cole. If I go to him, I might not come back." By noon, they were in the saddle, riding into Absalom. The little town was dozing under a weak winter sun. Dust drifted through the empty main street like smoke that had forgotten the fire. They found Elias at the saloon, boots on a table, hat tipped forward. He looked up when they came in, slow and sure, as though he'd expected them to walk through that door all day. "You brought him," Elias said. "That's not how this works." Cole planted his hands on the table. "You're going to tell me exactly what you want, or what?" Elias leaned back. "You think you scare me more than the men I rode with?" Anna's voice was a whisper. "Cole, please." Elias pulled something from his coat, a small tin box, dented and scorched. He set it on the table between them. "Caleb Vale took something from me. I came to collect it, but he died before I could. He left it with her." Anna shook her head. "I burned it." Elias smiled without warmth. "Then you burned my future, and you'll pay for it another way." Cole's hand went to the grip of his Colt. Elias didn't flinch. "I'm not asking again," Elias said. "Sundown tomorrow. Alone." He slid the tin box back into his coat, stood, and walked out. When they left the saloon, the street felt different, like the whole town was leaning in to hear what would happen next. Cole turned to Anna. "What was in that box?" Her eyes were fixed on the trail dust, where Elias had ridden. "Enough to hang this town by its neck." They rode out of Absalom without talking. The sound of the horses' hooves on frozen dirt was enough to hold their thoughts quiet. By the time the ranch came into view, the sun was sagging low, turning the frost into a thin sheen of copper. Inside, Cole lit the lamps and waited. Anna hung her coat, moving slow, like she was buying time with each button she undid. "Start talking," Cole said. She didn't look at him. "That box he had? There was another one. Caleb brought it home 2 years ago, said it was evidence for a case. He told me to hide it." "Hide it where?" "In the chimney flue. I found it after he died." Her voice was flat. Inside was a ledger. "What kind of ledger?" "The kind that lists every man in this county who's been paid to look away. Judges, deputies, Bankers. And how much? Cole felt a cold settle in his gut. And you burned it? Anna shook her head. I burned most of it, but I kept one page. She went to the pantry, moved a sack of flour, and pulled a folded scrap from the space behind it. The paper was brittle, smudged with soot, but the names were still clear. Cole read them, each one like a hammer hitting a nail into his spine. Sheriff Mara Vale, Judge Harlan Pike, Calder Shaw, Deputy, and half a dozen ranchers he'd bought fence posts from. Caleb was building a case? Cole asked. No, Anna said. He was part of it, until he wasn't. Cole looked at her. What changed? She hesitated. Then, he told them he was out, that he'd turn it all over to the U.S. Marshal. 2 days later, he was dead. Cole set the page down. So Elias Brand was on that list. Anna nodded. Worse, he kept the money moving. Everyone on that list answers to him. Cole paced once across the room. If this gets out, it won't. Not unless I give it to him. That's what he wants, Cole. Proof I still have something. Proof he can't kill me without losing it. Cole's voice was low. Then we make him think you do. The plan came together in the dark, while wind scraped at the cabin walls. Cole would ride into Absalom at dawn, find someone not on that list, someone who could be trusted to hold a copy of the page. That way, even if Elias got to them, the truth wouldn't die in the dirt. But when Cole stepped outside in the early light, the plan died before it was born. 3 horses stood on the ridge above the ranch. The riders were still, silhouettes against the pale sky, watching. By the time he saddled his own horse, the ridge was empty. But the feeling stayed, that they were already inside a noose, and Elias was just pulling it tighter. He rode to the telegraph office in Absalom, the page folded in his pocket. Inside, the clerk, Willard Kane, looked up from a half-written message. Need to send something east, Cole said. To who? Cole hesitated. Marshal's office in Denver. Willard's pen stopped. His eyes flicked to the corner of the room, where Calder Shaw, the deputy, was leaning in the shadows, pretending to check a wall map. Cole slid the paper back into his coat. Never mind. When he stepped outside, Elias Brand was leaning against the hitching post. You were about to make a mistake, Elias said. Cole kept walking toward his horse. You don't know what I was about to do. Elias smiled, thin. You're thinking you can play both sides. But there's only my side, McKenna. Sundown, tomorrow. Or you'll be digging 2 graves. That night, Anna sat at the table with the 1-page ledger in front of her. She traced a finger down the names like she was counting headstones. Cole, she said quietly. If we run, they'll follow, Cole said. We end this here. She looked up. Then we'll have to do it before sundown. Cole woke to the sound of wind scraping the roof like a fingernail. Underneath, the silence felt wrong, wide and heavy, the kind you find before a shot or a storm. Anna was already at the table, shawl over her shoulders, coffee cooling in her hands. Her face was pale in the early light. 3 riders on the ridge last night, Cole said. I saw them, she answered without looking up. They'll be closer today. She set her cup down. From her pocket, she pulled the folded ledger page. The paper looked older than it was, creased and soot-stained. Elias wants this, she said. If he's not sure it's gone, he can't kill me. So we make him think there are copies. Cole studied her. Who carries them? Someone we trust, she said. Only one comes to mind. Parson Webb. Anna's mouth tightened. It's dangerous. All the safe games are over, Cole said. The sun was only a pale smear over the hills when Cole saddled the bay. He didn't take the road. The wash behind the ranch was dry and narrow, twisting through stone like a buried snake. Hoofbeats carried strangely there, echoing against the walls. Twice he stopped where the path narrowed, listening. On the ridge above, silhouettes shifted. Two men on horseback, watching. They didn't try to hide. Cole moved when they moved. Absalom was waking slow. Smoke from cook fires drifted between buildings. A few wagons rolled down Main Street, wheels crunching over frozen dirt. Cole left his horse behind the church. Inside, Parson Webb was sweeping the aisle. "Cole McKenna," Webb said, leaning on his broom. "You've got that look again." "Need you to do something," Cole said. He handed over the folded page. "Read it." Webb did, his eyes tightening with each name. Judge Pike, Mara Vale, Calder Shaw, and half the ranch owners. He exhaled. "This is a coffin lid waiting for nails." "I need you to hold a copy," Cole said, "and I need people to see you making it." "You want rumors?" "I want Elias worried." Webb ran his thumb along the paper. "You're asking me to make a public target of myself." "I'm asking you to save her," Cole said. The parson was quiet for a long beat. Then he nodded. "I'll write it on the church steps, big enough so they can read it from the street." Cole left Webb to it and cut to the telegraph office. Willard Kane was inside, hunched over the key. In the corner, Deputy Calder Shaw pretended to study a map. Cole stepped back into the cold, unwilling to hand the page over under those eyes. He tore a square from a shipping wrap, scrawled in block letters. Names copied at church. Others elsewhere. He folded it and slipped it into his coat. Elias Brand was waiting on the boardwalk, leaning against a hitch rail. His black coat looked heavier than the cold required. "You're visiting the holy man," Elias said. "Getting advice," Cole replied. "Sundown," Elias said. "She comes alone." Cole stepped closer. "You afraid of me?" "I'm afraid of fools who think paper beats iron." Elias smiled without warmth. Cole walked past him. Behind, he heard Elias's boots scrape as he turned to watch. From the corner of his eye, Cole saw people gathering outside the church, watching Webb copy names in broad daylight. The rumor had already begun to breathe. The wash home felt longer. Cole's horse was restless, nostrils flaring. By the time the ranch came into view, he saw why. 3 men were waiting, 2 in the yard, 1 holding the horses at the corral. "Brand wants the woman," the taller one said. "She rides with me. Later," Cole said. The shorter one's hand twitched toward his gun. Cole's colt barked once, the sound flat in the cold. The man dropped. Cole fired again before the taller man could clear leather. At the corral, the third man swung his rifle up, but the window above the porch flared with Anna's shotgun. The blast knocked him sideways into the dust. They dragged the bodies to the wash, where the wind could cover the smell until coyotes found them. 2 bell rings means the copies are in 3 places, Cole said. "Brand can't touch you then." "He can still try," Anna said. "He will." They rode into Absalom as dusk turned the town brass-colored. The square was half full, merchants closing shutters, a few loiterers drawn by the scent of trouble. Elias was by the horse trough, coat open, hat low. He looked like he was waiting for a drink, not a fight. "Change of plan," Anna said from the saddle. Elias tilted his head. "Yours or mine?" The church bell rang once. The sound was clean and hard. It rang again. Elias's eyes flicked toward the church, just for a heartbeat. "Copies in 3 places," he said. "But not the marshal. You gambled small." Judge Pike appeared on the boardwalk. Sheriff Mara Vale stepped out beside him. "You're on the page, Mara," Anna said. The sheriff froze. Elias's smile widened a notch. You want her? Mara asked Elias. I'm here for what's owed, he said. I burned your ledger, Anna said. Kept a page. Copies are out. Kill me, and they spread. Murmurs rose like wind through dry grass. Elias raised a hand, and men appeared from the alleys and porches, closing the square. Here's the offer, he said. She comes with me, or I turn this quiet into a new sound. Cole took a step forward. Not your sundown, Elias. Ours. Elias's voice was quiet now. Then let's end it neat. You and me. Now. They agreed. 20 paces, on the bell. Parson Webb stepped out of the church, rope in hand, his face grave. Cole and Elias faced each other in the dust. The town held its breath. The rope moved. The bell began to swing. Parson Webb pulled the rope. The bell's bronze mouth opened, the sound falling hard across the square. Cole and Elias stepped forward together. 1, 2, 3, boots grinding into dust. At 10 paces, hands moved. 2 hammers cocked. The shots came so close they made one noise. Pigeons burst from the eaves. Cole's hat lifted from his head. Blood warmed the side of his ear. Elias staggered, but kept his feet, grinning through the pain. Close, Elias said. Closer, Cole replied. They circled, each waiting for the other to blink. Elias's gun hand twitched. Cole shot first. The bullet took him high in the arm, spinning him sideways. His revolver hit the dirt. Elias swayed, then grinned again. Smaller, sharper. All right. With his left hand, he whistled, one sharp note. From the alleys and porches, men appeared, rifles low, but ready. You were always dueling a crowd, Elias said. He stooped, picked up his gun with his offhand. Again? Cole nodded. Again. Webb gripped the rope, knuckles white. The bell swung once more. They walked again, 10 paces through air tight enough to break. Elias fired on the lift, his left hand jerking the aim wide. Cole waited half a heartbeat and put his bullet low, center. Elias crumpled against the trough. Blood darkened his ribs. It was never me you needed, Elias said, his voice low. He lifted his left hand. A ring glinted, a 5-point star, broken across one arm. Anna stepped forward, eyes locked on it. The broker. Elias's mouth curved. He wears the whole star. Before Cole could ask more, a pistol cracked from the hotel balcony. Elias jerked, another red bloom opening high on his chest. He slid sideways, dead. The crowd's eyes turned upward. Judge Harlan Pike stood on the balcony, pistol still smoking, hands shaking. Cole raised his Colt. Drop it! Pike let the gun fall, clanging against the boards. From the station came the slow call of a whistle, long, low, and deliberate. The black train eased into Absalom, steam hissing. The engine's headlamp washed over the square. Behind it came 2 matte black cars, no windows. From the first stepped a man in a gray suit, hair combed, a carnation in his lapel. On his hand, a whole star ring. He scanned the scene, the dead man by the trough, the crowd, the sheriff, and smiled just enough to be polite. Good evening, he said. Fielding Crozier. I represent the Western Consolidated. There's been a misunderstanding. Anna lifted Elias's ring. Your man wore this. Crozier's smile didn't change. Counterfeit. Cole stepped closer. You sent him to pull the same rope you're holding now. Crozier's voice was easy, pitched for the crowd. We're here to build. Jobs, freight, a bank. We regret. Confusion. Anna cut in. You think your star's intact. It's not. She held the broken star ring high. If a man with this tells you to kneel, spit on his shoes. Murmurs rippled through the square. Sheriff Mara Vale moved forward, her hand close to her gun. You and your men are guests until morning. We talk at sunup. Crozier studied her, calculating. Very well. He motioned to his men. Two stepped forward, lifted Elias's body, and carried it toward the black cars. Judge Pike called out, "Don't let him walk. He'll bring 50 men and bury us." Crozier turned, smiling almost kindly. "Judge, you shot a man on the ground. I'll remember that." Pike lunged, but Deputy Caldershaw caught him, slammed him into the dirt. "Hold him," Mara ordered. Two ranchers stepped forward to help. Crozier addressed the crowd again. "We intend no harm. We'll compensate those inconvenienced. Cash." A few heads turned at the word. Anna's voice cut across. "You paid for this town once already. How long before you buy it again?" Crozier sighed, almost bored. "Mrs. Vale, you're making a scene." "Good," she said. She walked to the station platform, lifted the broken star ring. "This is how they mark themselves. Remember it. If they come back, you'll know whose hand holds the chain." The murmur became something heavier, agreement, low and dangerous. Crozier's eyes measured it. He tipped his hat toward Mara. "Sheriff, morning." He stepped into the black car. The train hissed. When it left at noon the next day, it didn't scream. It just went. The town stayed. That evening, Cole and Anna sat on the porch. The ring lay on the table between them. "Think he'll come back?" Anna asked. "Maybe," Cole said. "But if he does, we ring the bell." She smiled faintly. "Every time." The first star appeared, far above any track. In the distance, Parson Webb pulled the rope once, just once, and let the bell speak an ordinary hour.